Bjorn Voldergaard is just back from Kenya, where he's been testing and developing his car. He really loves his rallying, and the crowd love him. Action all the way with the big Swede. This is Michelle Mouton, debuting for the British fans, the new Audi Quattro Sport. But she's finding it a handful. It's got 450 horsepower, and though it's better on power than the old Audi, it doesn't look as good on the road, but she was still second fastest on this stage. Timo Salonen in the Nissan. It hasn't been as successful a car as the old Datsun Violet, and he was only 17th fastest. Per Eklund in the Team Toyota Celica, 7th fastest on this stage, and now 6th fastest overall. Shaker Mater, he hasn't rallied here since 1973, and now he's brought his wife Yvonne along for the ride. But the Nissan was a full 15 seconds slower than the Peugeot out in front. Well, here's a shot a photographer missed. He was too busy getting out of the way as Kankunen took to the grass. But the 25-year-old Finn was still quick, and he ended the stage 3rd overall in the rally. Malcolm Wilson was lying 11th in the rally at the end of this stage, making few mistakes and seemingly gaining in confidence all the time. The rally organiser, Jim Porter, is off to Denver, Colorado after this rally to help boost the sport over there. Now here's a man who's done as much as anyone to popularise the sport, John Buffum in the Audi, America's #1 rally driver. Terry Cabey of Toaster was a late entry, but he's certainly not late in the event so far. Despite that exciting style, he was 12th fastest on this stage and moved into the top 10, 10th overall.
So alas, Tony Pond's challenge is over all too rapidly. I'm sure everybody will be sorry to see him go. But everybody was saying how slippery those 3 stages were. Cars are spinning all over the place, including the big boys. Mikla, for example, had a moment at Knowsley that put him back to 33rd place, so did Eklund and so did McRae. Now, from Donington, they went on to Sutton Park in Birmingham, very big, packed with people, 3.68 miles of very good tarmac.
And yet again, massive crowds at Sutton Park near Birmingham. 3.68 miles, and Hannu Mikkola was 2nd fastest in the Audi. The even better news for him was that Ari Vatanen was not fastest on this stage. He was only 6th. Jimmy McRae didn't have a happy Sutton Park either. He was only 14th fastest, and it dropped him out of the top 10 into 11th place. But Bjorn Voldergaard was really enjoying the tarmac. He clocked 4th fastest time and moved the Celica up to 5th overall. Michelle Mouton was of course able to use all that horsepower here, and she pushed herself into 2nd position overall in the rally. Timo Salonen was twitching here, and something must have happened to him in Sutton Park, because he was only 28th fastest and dropped right down the field. There were no problems for Per Eklund though, still going strong, and now 8th overall. Kankunen, the man who is tipped by Timo Mäkinen to be a star, was living up to his master's confidence. He's now lying 3rd. And Malcolm Wilson and Nigel Harris were 6th on this stage, which made them 9th overall in the Top Gear car. There were 7 stages in the 295 miles a day, and by the time they reached Trenton, it was very dark and also very wet. But nothing could slow Ari Vatanen. By the time the survivors reached Chester, he had a 39-second lead in his Peugeot. 2nd, Michelle Mouton in the Audi. 3rd, Bjorn Voldergaard in the Celica. 4th, Hannu Mikkola in the Audi Quattro. 5th, Kankunen in his Celica. And Malcolm Wilson 6th in the Audi Quattro. Fortunately, Malcolm didn't have the sort of problems that seemed to hit some of the drivers in Trenton. The unluckiest man was surely this man, Stig Andervang.
Got speed into there.
One driver said that Sutton Park was so wet he went in there wearing a mask and goggles and snorkel and still had trouble breathing. From Trenton they went on to Sutton Park. Nothing untoward happened there. That leaves us with the Audi Peugeot battle brewing nicely. Ari Vatanen has a 39-second lead, as you heard, over the second lady, Michel Mouton. 88 seconds separates the top 10 drivers. Our own Top Gear car with Malcolm Wilson up is sitting nicely in 6th place, and Sue Baker managed to grab a word with Ari Vatanen and Malcolm Wilson as they pulled into the overnight car park.
Malcolm, hello. You've had a fantastic day. Started 6th at the first stage, dropped down to 11th, and you've now climbed right the way back up among the leaders.
Yes, very pleased. Very pleased.
Has it been a difficult day?
Very, very difficult. Very, very slippery. We had a little problem on the second stage. We had a wrong tyre choice, which was our fault.
What did you do wrong? What was
well, we opted more for a racing tyre, and it was all very, very muddy.
Yes.
So consequently, we lost a lot of time there.
You didn't expect it to be so slippery?
No, we didn't expect it to be. But you know, the last few stages have gone very well, and we've pulled it back again. So we're very happy.
Harry, hello.
Hi, hi. Nice to see you.
You're well over half a minute ahead of the rest at the end of the first day. What sort of a day has it been for you?
So I'm told it has been a very nice day. No problems at all, and actually conditions have been better than I thought. Not as wet as I.
Not too tough.
Well, not too tough really. It's mainly for spectators, isn't it?
It sure is. But what do you think of the new stages?
Could snatch it from him. Mikkola, for all his desire to catch Vatanen, wouldn't want to force it too hard and jeopardise a second position, which would give him a stunning record in this rally of 4 firsts and 3 seconds in 7 years. Mouton has had a very lean year. She's only finished 1 rally this year. She desperately wants to finish this one, and she's driving a brute of a car. As for the 2-wheel drive boys, well, they know they can't win this rally unless something drastic happens to the 4-wheel drive cars. They just have to hang in there and wait for that something drastic to happen. So very finely balanced. Today, 400 miles looping back into Chester, 125 miles of forest stages. We pick up the cars with Barry Gill as they enter Wycombe in Yorkshire.
The survivors had completed nearly 1,000 miles by the time they entered the Wycombe stage, with Hannu Mikkola keeping up his relentless chase after the leader. The 42-year-old Finn, worthy winner of no fewer than 17 world rallies, was really battling on this 8-mile stage and had the satisfaction of beating Vatanen by 3 seconds. Could he give the World Championship winning Audi team their 7th big win of a sensational season? Britain's best victory hope still rested with the 41-year-old Scotsman Jimmy McRae. 6 on this stage and still 6 overall. Throughout a tense day and night, McRae had fought a running battle with this man, Per Eklund of Sweden, in the turbo Toyota. Timo Salonen is competing in his first rally since a serious back operation 3 months ago. What a way to convalesce, bouncing along in 5th place in the Nissan. The most powerful car in the rally is, of course, the new short version of the Audi. Just look at the power surge as Michel Mouton uses a very large chunk of a 450 brake horsepower. Roger Clark, now 45 years old, seems to have lost none of his taste for rallying. He was moving through the field very well indeed and was now 16th on the leaderboard in his Porsche. Breakfast time for ordinary mortals, but just look at the crowds who had packed into the notorious Dalby Forest stage. Harry Vatanen in the lone Peugeot was fastest by over half a minute. By the time the cars returned to Chester, he'd been quickest on no fewer than 20 of the 31 stages. John Buffum from Vermont has dominated the US rally scene for 8 years. Fastest on 2 of the stages, he was consolidating a comfortable 4th position in his BF Goodrich Audi. And this man deserved a cheer, Saeed El Hajri, swapping Middle East motoring for some tiptoe stuff in the conventional rear-wheel drive Porsche. He was holding 23rd place. Hannu Mikkola again, striving for a 5th victory. He notched fastest time on 7 stages, but was getting a taste of his own medicine from the seemingly unflappable Vatanen. Jimmy McRae, drawing on his vast experience of British rallying, was really going well in the very conventional Opel Manta. He would finish the day in 6th place, only 7 seconds behind Per Eklund, who certainly had a power advantage with the 370 horsepower Toyota Celica Turbo. The day would end with 5 Scandinavians in the top 10, and Timo Salinen would claim 8th place. Michel Mouton was a comfortable 3rd in the almost embarrassingly high-powered Quattro Sport. Just look at this hopeful burst of speed once the corner has been cleared. The dark horse of the rally is surely the spectacular Juha Kankkunen in the Toyota. The 25-year-old Finn, born in the heart of the Thousand Lakes territory, was in 7th place and closing on Jimmy McRae. Despite being almost squashed in an accident on Monday, Opel's Russell Brooks was holding 10th place, behind another battling British driver, Terry Cabey, in his Nissan. The top 10 were going so well that it's perhaps worth remembering that it isn't easy.
After 3 days and 1,200 miles of the rally so far, the cars are back here in Chester for their overnight halt. Well, the weather's been very kind so far and the rate of attrition has been comparatively low. So there will be 76 cars starting again from here tomorrow morning.
Well, it has been very good, maybe too good I should say, because usually RAC hasn't been a good rally for me, but now we haven't had any problems. I have stayed on the road and the car has reliability-wise been very good, so it has gone very well indeed.
Jimmy, you're having a fantastic rally way up the front, best Brit. How is it looking from your point of view?
Well, it's looking pretty good. We've had no problems with the car. The mechanics have been all over the car tonight. Major service.
Yes.
The car seems to be in good fettle for tomorrow. So we keep our fingers crossed for the rest of the event.
Have you had no traumas with the car all the way through?
We've had absolutely nothing. We had one puncture in the Kilder complex, but mechanically the car has been sound.
Would you like some tougher weather? Because you're used to these sort of forest conditions and it would give you an edge, wouldn't it?
Well, I think the weather's been particularly kind actually for RAC standards because we've had no fog and no ice, but it's been very pleasant, so I think we'll leave it at that.
I have to say, in the straight line in the forest, I had some difficulty to stay in line.
You do?
It was difficult.
Does that make it a very tiring car to drive?
Not, but you need more attention, and you know the reactions are quicker, and so you have to be also quicker. And of course, it's not so easy to control with all the power. It's not very easy when it's muddy, and you never know where it's muddy, and you know it's. I find it was not so easy.
Yes. Now Vatanen is having a very easy romp up front. What do you think are your or Hannu Mikkola's chances to overtake him?
You know, I don't think it's possible if Harry doesn't have any problem. But I know he's going very, very fast too, and I am very happy. He will fight, and I will try to fight behind also.
Tough lady, but very pretty. So end of the 3rd day, end of the road for 44 drivers. The remainder will cross the starting line tomorrow for what has been called the sting in the tail of the Lombard RAC. 770 miles, 25 special stages, looping through the wet Welsh forest with only 2 short rest periods to break it up. So a day and a night and yet another day of very hard driving ahead. The leaderboard, Vartanen led from the start, of course, enjoying every moment of it, obviously, setting a steaming pace. 21 minutes now separates the top 10. Mikkola, the cunning fox, hanging in there, but the separation has doubled to 4 minutes, and 12 minutes between the leader and Michel Mouton in third place. Behind them, there's another Audi, 2 Opel Manta 400s, 2 Toyotas and 2 Nissan 240 RSs, dicing backwards and forwards. But notice Jimmy McRae there, number 6, ideally placed perhaps to charge into that coveted third position. That's all for tonight. Hang on to your seats for a grand finale tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 11:25.
Because I have to stop 17 minutes on one special stage, but otherwise it was going well.
Why did you
Not
stop?
so fast, but we tried to go to the finish.
Yes. Why did you stop for 17 minutes?
We have to overtake one car, and it was so muddy, so I went on
You
a bit.
went off?
Yeah.
But no, not too dramatic.
We have to wait till the spectators come and pick us back to the road.
Ah, what would you do without them? This car has just hobbled into the Chepstow Racecourse service area in rather a dilapidated state. 3 stages back, the driver went off and hit a tree and has smashed the passenger side into the car. I can't ask them about it because they only speak Czech, but the mechanics are busy at the moment trying to get the car fit to go back out on the road again. John, how's the rally going for you?
It's going all right.
Have you had any real drama so far?
Well, we had a bad moment yesterday. We were overtaken by Roger Clark in his Porsche on the stage, and there was also a helicopter up in the air filming him.
Yes.
And as we was driving behind him, 100 or 200 meters behind, the spectators was going into the road as he passed, and they didn't see us. So we had to brake up and nearly stop several times because people were too much in the road.
Sounds terribly dangerous.
Yeah, it was also very, very nearly that we caught some people.
But you managed to avoid them?
Yes, by staying on the brakes.
Well, drama indeed. And an hour and a half ago, the cars left Port Talbot. They now fly